Yo, what's happening? This is Late Night CJ, and we back at it once again. Now, one of the most difficult things to talk about in relationships or in the start of a relationship is body counts. Because the male ego is so fragile, it's one of them things we never really want to know, but we want to know. Let's keep it real. Let's listen to Baby here and see what she got to say, and then we'll come right on back.
Be honest. Would you marry a woman who is a perfect 10 to you, who is like amazing, like magical? She's not like anyone you've ever met before. She's literally, if you could build a woman to be with, this is her. Would you marry her if you met her and she told you up front that from her previous life she had a really high body count, but she's completely clean? She has never met anybody that you know. She never did anything that's online, and none of your friends or family would ever find out. Would you date her and marry her, despite having a really high body count, if she's honest about it and no one else would ever know?
That was a lot of boxes that needed to be checked. Let's see, she's everything that you ever wanted. She meets all your criteria, big and small. But the one thing that most men can't get over is the body count. Because psychologically, we sit there and we think about all the things that she might have liked. We even get into the physicality of it. We might even start to imagine any number of things. Whatever you can imagine, we might start to think about those things. But one thing on the surface is the number, right? That's the thing that, okay, I get back that number. Even though nobody else knows, I know. But for me here at the Deeper Dive, the number, no pun intended, is bigger than you think. Now, I'm not talking about the amount that it's bigger. It's what's all in a number. You know how they say, like, what's in a name? In this case, we're going to be like, what's in a number? Now, most women, whether they want to admit it or not to you, have had certain situations that they're not proud of. Now, you might hear that and think like, oh, well, you shouldn't have got with him. No. Let's put it like this. Of that 100 or so, how many of those were 100% consensual? How many of those were real relationships? How many of those real relationships were abusive, either physically, mentally, or spiritually? Of those relationships, how many of those ended on catastrophic terms? You understand me? What is her background? Was she a foster child? Was she adopted? Was she tampered with? These are all things that are within this number that psychologically makes me wonder, how did we get to that number? Now let's deal with the first one. The first one. Women are some of the most unprotected beings around. In that number, was she pressured into doing something maybe she didn't want to? And it caused this trauma where she had this depressive type stage where there was just back to back, where she was looking for somebody that can take away that hurt. And that number just kind of racked up. How many of those were real relationships? Were they real relationships where a man, well, on her side, but a man sold her a dream? Told her that her life would be different, told her that she would be protected, told her that she would be provided for, just for him to try to smash and dash. How many of those? See, these are the things that we don't think about. It's easy on the surface to sit there and talk about, man, she smashed a gang of dudes. Nah. It's not that simple. Because if we're going to be together, as the lady said, if this is my perfect woman, these are things I need to know, not because of my ego, but it's for me to know how to deal with her. Because the number can be astronomical, but say that number doesn't change after me. What if her loyalty stays with me? What if she is everything that I need her to be? Does her history before me matter that much? It does, in the aspect that we're speaking of. Because like I said, with the first point, these are things that I might have to deal with. What if she has triggers? What if I'm trying to be a little freaky? I'm trying to do something and it reminds her of a dude that was forceful in a way, that wouldn't take no for an answer, that was highly aggressive. And she's now triggered, and that creates a gap in between us. I need to know that. The relationships that she thought were real, I need to know that, because it'll start to explain that if I get off at 5 o'clock and it's now 5:30, and maybe I didn't put the call in immediately that I was stopping at the store to do a little something spontaneous, maybe pick up a card, maybe pick up some flowers, maybe even pick up dinner and surprise her on the way home. But now my phone is blowing up with text messages and calls, and she's like, where you at? Where you been? Who you with? I bet you is. See, I can't trust men and all. That's in that number. You understand me? Or say you are like me. As y'all can tell, I'm kind of handsy. I talk with my hands. I get a little like animated. Now say one of her relationships, the dude was handsy in another way. And as I get to talking, baby, why are you doing? And I'm clapping her and she's, that's in that number. See, it's easy. That's easy to say, oh, 100 men, dang, she got ran through. She was this, she was that. No, it's deeper than that. Now, men can run through 100 and can't remember none of them. Some women like that are too. But there's a lot of women that'll have that 100 and there is something connected to it. Not just the soul ties of it, but these might have been people and these might have stories and backgrounds and all these things that if I don't know this, and then I wonder why our relationship keep hitting these skids and these walls and these hurdles keep being placed, is because I don't know the background. I don't know the Carfax on her relationship history. And it's not for my ego. You know, I went to a counselor and he said that a man is supposed to study his woman. Because if I'm to provide and protect and be able to communicate, I have to know who I'm dealing with so that I can provide not only physically, monetarily, but psychologically. I can protect her emotionally. I have to know where this has been in order to know where we can take it. But if I don't know, and you want to reduce our relationship to the body count based upon the physical aspect, then you don't need to be in a relationship if that's how you operate. Oh, we can't talk about what's real? Because the truth of the matter is, in that number, there are stories. There are history facts that need to be known, and it's disingenuous of you to keep something like that away from the person that you say you want to be with forever. Now, on the flip side, we can't be hypocrites, man, because some of us not me, I'm a good wholesome man. Some of them have a higher body count and will keep all that silent. But she could have 6 and be like, oh my God, I can't believe her. You could add 2 zeros behind yours and you'd be like, baby, that was in my past. Yeah, I used to be a play. I was cold as ice. But this is the thing. If you love them, whatever your definition is, it will use my definition. If you love them, as long as that number doesn't change after me, and we're married, not just dating, but if we're going our way to getting married, be honest with me. Don't take away my opportunity to show you how caring and compassionate I can be, how understanding of the history and past I can be, how understanding of you as an individual I can be. You dig? But this is Late Night CJ. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. 100. I mean, 100 is a lot, but